My competitors won't be very happy about me launching this video in public. I'm just going to make their entire promises, beliefs they were stalling in your mind collapse. The market is facing a huge issue now, and this is acquisition. These business owners don't know how to create someone and distribute attention at scale for them and for their clients. I mean, they're telling you that you need attention and stuff, but then what happens? We all know that we need attention, but why is nobody talking about how to own and scale attention for free consistently? It's easy to put out a piece of content in front of someone. Now, how do you package it? How do you position it? How can you trigger specific action within that piece of content? How can you develop an habit of consumption? How can you convert them? This is why I built an organic plus paid acquisition system that enables me and my clients to print a shit ton of money. And fuck who says that you just need organic to scale. Because this thing maybe could work for B2C offers, for those mini launches, but it's never going to work for a real business. You need to build a solid ecosystem that enables you to speed up the entire process and gives you leverage, which is the main concept when it comes to business. Imagine if you had the ability to get elite quality leads that are ready to pay you. Sounds like a dream, huh? This sounds for real like a dream. Let's be real. Most coaches and consultants aren't short on effort. They're short on systems. Here's the usual trap. They post content, they hope that someone's engaged, that maybe they will share it to their friends, that maybe they will consume the content till the end and be like, yo, brother, I just watched the video. It's really good. It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't work. It's something that can happen. It's a scenario that can happen, but it doesn't work like that. DM everyone with some weird messages. Get ghost. Fuck, ask yourself if your outreach is not good. Maybe because your profile isn't even optimized, because you don't even have content. That's why. Book a few calls, but all those calls are gonna be fucked unqualified. So you're just wasting your time. So let me ask you this. Why these coaches and consultants that are selling you the possibility to scale your business are doing this kind of bullshit? That's not a system. That's just randomness. They shouldn't even be selling something online because they aren't even good enough. Okay? The real problem, there's no ecosystem. You're trying to convert people who aren't even word map, who don't trust you, who aren't even sure they have a problem. So my point is, what the fuck are you doing? You're sleeping on this while my clients are printing 11.3K from a single story sequence, proofs on my channel, you can go check it out. Or maybe like, hey dude, look at Eddie, brother. This guy made fucking 20K in 3 months. Now he's on track for the fucking 50K a month. It's amazing, bro. It's awesome. I don't even have words for that. Okay, 2K a month mixing organic plus outbound campaigns, and this is 20K euro. It's not even dollars, but that's another story. Now I'm in track and adding in my ads ecosystem so they can get you to 50K a month tremendously fast. You can see the pattern. My clients print, but they just do it faster. I want to embarrass the competition. That's the goal for me. I'm fucking 15. I come from pretty much nothing. And seeing my clients in a fucking little city here in LA with 40K people in it, which is absolutely shit. Believe me when I say that. Still here, I can't move out, but as soon as I can, I will be out of this thing, bro. I swear to God. And seeing my clients achieve these goals is amazing. Everything comes down from who I am. By being me, I can attract similar people to me with similar goals and beliefs. When I got in this online space, I didn't care about waiting, about making mistakes and shit, like to make that good money. Like I wouldn't care less than that. Okay, because a lot of people they try to install this belief that you gotta get in space, you gotta make a lot of mistakes, you gotta learn, you gotta wait at least 1 to 2 years to become kind of profitable in what you're doing. Absolutely not. I've seen people making money in the first 8 months, in the first 5 months, depending on the skill set that they had prior to getting into some businesses or into some spaces. Okay, so in this info space, you don't need to wait for fucking 2 years. So I found a way to just get faster results and compress the time that it would normally take. So let me ask you a question. Are you happy with your business state? Because right now, this is your situation probably. You're spending countless hours sending copy and paste outreach messages, not knowing how to get, own, and convert attention. You're struggling with the type of content to post, so you end up copying somebody else, so you don't really have a messaging, a content infrastructure in place. You're not like different than anybody else. So you don't even know how to build a self-sustaining business. So you end up with 3 courses and 2 mentorships that you're buying. You probably lost what, 10K? They could help you a little bit, but what happens? Then you don't have your own input. You don't have intuitions of your business. You don't even develop that sense of intuition, which don't get me wrong, is good to buy courses, mentorships. Courses I don't even know, but mentorships, yeah, it is good. I bought them myself too. But just try to build your own intuition because going with somebody, because they won't build the business for you. You still gotta put in your inputs. So no matter how much money you spend on mentorship, which in most of the cases aren't gonna be that much, But you just need to build your sense of intuition before, okay? So focus on that. That's what I just told you. You don't even trust yourself to the point that you seek validation in others. That's one of the main reasons that make you buy courses and mentorship. This is what I just told you, but let me give you the solution that you're looking for. The main goal with this system is to retain people for as much time as is humanly possible until they buy something from you. It looks like this, okay? Organic content builds visibility and pre-sales your value. Paid ads amplify your best content to the right audience. A backend system filters, nurtures, and converts leads without you having to manually chase. This is the ability of outsourcing work. So you can get a DM insider, you can get maybe a VA to do these things for you. This is possible only if you have a streamlined customer journey that is inevitable for a prospect not to follow. When someone enters your world, they don't just see you as a piece of content and leave. Instead, they have reason to stay. So an optimized profile is the first touching point that somebody has with you. So make sure to optimize the hell out of it. So once you have an optimized profile, so a clear bio that targets ICP, sales assets linked in bio, verification badge, clear, good looking profile photo, colors, story lights, a ton of results, content, and maybe a little bit of followers could help as well. Everything gets easier. Psychology behind profile optimization is a lot harder than what you think. Everything comes down to branding, to colors, to how you position yourself, to how the profile is structured, like visually, okay? Because the eye play the biggest part. So if the eye is not happy, the mind will not consume the content. Make sure to keep this inside of your mind. With an optimized profile, people have a lot of touching points to go through, and you have the chance to be able to stand out just because you understand customer and branding psychology better than your competition, which is something that a lot of people don't even think about, okay? So just with the profile optimization, you have more trust, more authority, more chances to get traction and start conversations, stand out to your personal brand, which is the biggest thing, the biggest factor that we're looking for. They're guided through a flow. Awareness, content that calls out a specific pain. That's when that's something that can happen only when you create content, and which what you should do. But before creating content, you gotta have data. So that's something that can happen only when you have data. If you have the right data about yourself, about the market, about things that you're able to do, about your ICP, about your audience, because there are differences in data. Okay, data about yourself, data about your offer, data about or your audience, people that follow you, people about your market. So the general market, considering even the people that don't follow you, okay? You're gonna have a lot of awareness about what you're doing before creating content because that's where data comes. Data comes from awareness and a comprehensive knowledge of what you're doing. Consideration, proof, systems, value, decision, CDA, application, book call. That's what you're looking for. The dialing messaging and offer, okay? So before you run ads, create content or build funnels, you need clarity, okay? On who you're for, what problems you solve, and why your offer is no-brainer choice. This is where most coaches and consultants fumble. They've got a solid skill set, but their messaging sounds like everybody else, and that kills conversions. Sorry, guys. These are probably two of the most common concepts that somebody uses to build their offer on. Okay, I'm so fucking tired to see people building these kind of offers because, bro, it's not 2019 anymore. Fuck that shit. Okay, let's stop this here. The market is full of people that offer the same service, pretty much the same deliverables and the same outcomes. I could probably name a couple of people that are different from others, but other than that, pretty much nobody. Everybody's selling the same fucking exact shit. So please, build an offer that is based off data and market research, not your competitor's offer. Because a huge misconception that I see in this market is people build offers based on what others are doing. If maybe somebody like Nick Setting is building a new offer, a lot of people will copy him. Look at these thumbnails, like his old thumbnails. Everybody was copying those thumbnails. Like those were like copying cats. Okay, that's something that you should avoid if you want to stand out. Keep in mind that you're not for everybody trying to grow. You're for a very specific type of person with a very specific situation, wanting a very specific transformation. I can't stress this enough. You don't want to be for everyone. You want to be for a small group of extremely high quality people. Operate with four things in your mind when you're building your offer and messaging: competition, communication, connection, clients, the four C's. When you need to build your messaging, the key is to get as much data and clarity with awareness as possible within the market that you're operating with. That's why we leverage the market research template, because we just have a shit ton of questions, and this enables us to have a shit ton of data to work on and build things on. Okay. And remember, these key factors are key when you're building your offer and your messaging. Your messaging should call out their current frustration, agitate the cost of staying stuck, position your offer as the bridge. Okay, this is pretty easy. I'm just trying to make this thing as easy as possible for everybody. Okay, so call out your current frustration. When you can call out the specific problem that somebody has and give some tangible solutions, maybe even adding a little bit of storytelling when it comes to giving a solution, that's the moment where somebody can actually resonate and feel that you know what you're talking about. Because they're going to be like, okay, this guy, it's the point. That's exactly my problem. And he gave me the solution, so something that can implement. So when it comes to creating content, if you call out a specific frustration and you give them a tangible solution that they can apply as soon as possible, they're gonna be fuck like this guy knows something. Okay, so let me buy something from him. Let me get a conversation with him, and let's just see if he can actually help me. You just get a new lead, a new really fucking hot lead. Agitate the cost of staying stuck. This is called cost of inaction. When people buy, when people operate, they just consider two factors subconsciously. ROI, return on investment, COI, cost of inaction. When you're able to leverage those two factors and make them aware of the fact that the cost of inaction is bigger than the ROI, they're going to be like, okay, fuck, I'm going to buy. Like, there is no other choice that I have. Okay? So, position yourself as the bridge. When people have a big gap, and in most of these businesses, 99% of these businesses have a gap, and you can position yourself as the bridge to make them go from A to B as soon as possible, as efficiently as possible, that's the moment where they can buy. But you need to showcase your solution. That's why content is important. That's why personal brand is important. The content should be aligned with the messaging and with a mechanical structure that makes able the prospect to get solutions to each one of his problems and getting closer to his desired outcome. So key elements to include your proprietary framework, even if you make it simple. Why does your method work better, faster? What makes your delivery unique? Done for you, RevShare, Lean Team. Also, remember that people tend to associate talks, thoughts, moments, situations, and characteristic traits to individuals. So make sure to find a way to be remembered as the guy that you can remember me as the 15 years old Italian kid, Italian stallion that is printing a shit ton of money for American dudes. That's what you can remember from. You can remember me maybe for the tattoo, but you won't even see it, so you won't know that. But that's a story for another time. So incorporate certain values, traits, or something unique about your inner self inside of your communication strategy. Because looking exciting, maybe you can remember him for his tonality, for the voice, for the fact that he's actually a really great guy, for the fact that he has curly hairs. You can remember Serge, same thing, by his Serge, by the way that he speaks, by the content that he puts out, by his thumbnails. There are shits of things that you need to consider when it comes to building an actual personal brand. Build your content engine organic. So start with educational reels and story-based content that speaks up to your buyers' awareness. Content isn't just posting; it's warming up leads 24/7. I can't stop emphasizing this anymore, guys. I just can't. Okay, so since you're warming up leads 24/7, you want to build a solid relationship with the leads and get them through as many touching points as possible. So you have YouTube. You could have YouTube Shorts, Reels, Instagram posts, just like type lifestyle type shit. You could have story sequences constantly every single day. You gotta share insights. You can do Q&A. You can do maybe a free school community just to nurture leads even more. Email marketing. You just get out launch emails as much as possible, guys. Emails are crazy. Emails are so fucking underrated, but they're crazy for conversions. Okay, to build relationships, they're absolutely crazy, and for conversion, it's even crazier. So the power of talking directly to your ICP and his inner self is so damn powerful when you know how to persuade someone. But this comes from data. So content isn't just about visibility. It's about pre-selling your offer, building trust, generating leads before a single DM is sent or dollar is spent. This is crazy. The price of data is priceless. Data doesn't have a price. Data is just a matter of mixing awareness, maybe even with some money. With money, I mean data by the market. So maybe you could leverage somebody else's knowledge. Maybe you could leverage Facebook knowledge, Meta. So when you want to have data on Facebook on ads, but data is something that just comes from awareness and conversations. So when you get in as much conversation as possible, that's the moment where you can get data. You can get data in your mind, but you need to have structured data. Okay, so about the content, about your offer, about every single metric possible, about the sales, you're gonna have a shit ton of data. But once you have numbers, everything starts to get easier because like you see all these numbers, okay, which at the first point it can start to get confusing. Like when I was first watching a data, like what the fuck are all these numbers? But once you get more friendly with that, once you develop some kind of habits with that, it's a lot easier to read them. So once you have the ability to read data, you can pretty much scale every single business on the world. Okay, so if your positioning is the foundation, your content engine is the front door to your ecosystem, and it needs to do more than just show up online. Most coaches and consultants, the same one that you're following, treats content like a checkbox. They post because they have to, not because it's a part of a leveraged system. So here's the truth. Let me break it down. Most creators are either talking too much about themselves or give value with no direction. The results, people scroll, maybe like, but they don't convert because they don't understand what you saw, who it's for, and what matters right now. Your organic engine should move your audience to awareness, trust, action, and every post should be a gearing machine. When it comes even to creating content on YouTube, you want to build content that solves a specific, tangible problem for your clients at scale. So every single video that you put up is just a little step to make them closer to their goal, which could be 30K a month, which could be operating without like a big team, which could be scale their fucking business to 100K a month, whatever it is. But you're just gonna create that every single time that you put it out, it's a little step to make them closer to their goal. So if they implement every single thing, it's a little step closer to their goal. That's why a lot of people, when you can see maybe big people create content like, I don't know, Serge, Nick, I don't know, Sue, another name that comes to my mind, you could find like this guy didn't even buy, or like on their stories, this guy didn't even buy and there is already seeing results just because he decides to implement the strategies on my free content, because that's true. Like that's how they're mechanically structuring their content to make people get closer to their goal so that they can buy after. It's absolutely good. So these are the awareness levels that you're dealing with. Imagine how hard it is for someone that creates content just because he has to and doesn't have a clear strategy to make people go through these levels. So complete unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, and most aware. Do you get how hard this shit is? It's a fucking mission impossible, brother. Hell yeah, you're right, bro. This mission is actually impossible. So this is what it should like. This is what it should look like. Breakdown moments is coming, so just prepare yourself. Take a little bit of water. We still have a couple of pages to go through. Okay, so this is my entire content ecosystem, not entire content ecosystem, but a big part of that we leverage for our clients. Okay, top of funnel content, attention. The only goal here is just to get as many eyeballs as possible on your content. Example, day in the life, lifestyle videos, results focused video, pattern creation trends, whatever you want. Here, the only focus is to talk to your ICP desires, okay? Example, you're showcasing the life that they like to have with your daily life content, with lifestyle videos, or you're just exposing yourself to a bigger audience, which is not gonna be full of your recipe. So just keep in mind that with the top of the funnel content, you just want to get as many eyeballs as possible on the content on your profile, on your name, so that then you can have the ability to convert them within the middle of the funnel content, which is the most important part because the main process happens here, okay? From cold to hot, basically, okay? So you just want to convert people and turn them from cold to hot. You want to create content that can shift beliefs and install new paradigms into people's mind. Example, you show your processes, your systems. This is exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm showing a new process that if you implement it, it's gonna make you a shit ton of money. Okay? You show frameworks, you give your source, you give the things that you know, you give things that you give to your clients. You show tangible solutions to your problems. But on the funnel content, here is where you sell the fuck out of people, okay? In-depth systems breakdowns, the specific solution to an existing problems for specific segmentation of the audience. Data, once again, testimonials. Here, since you show your expertise and real implementation with problems that get solved, it will build unconsciously scarcity and urgency into buying your service because they'll link your service and you with the solution to their pain. That's what it is, guys. Because when you go in depth with what you're saying, when you go talk directly to a specific group of people, it's and you're calling out their pains, they're gonna feel so fucking related to that. They're gonna resonate a lot with your problems, with your solutions. So they're just gonna be like, okay, fuck, this guy has the solution for me, the right guy and the right moment, I'm gonna buy. Okay, that's what it is, impulsive buying. Now you have an organic funnel, good, some views here and there, some calls here and there, but then what happens? This is not sustainable and predictable. I won't tell you about the endless pains in the ass that you'll need to deal with, but I'll give you a solution, just directly solution and that system. Ads are easier than what you think. So just let me break it down, okay? Let's get one thing clear. Ads don't solve a broken offer. They amplify what's already working. So if you have something that is good, it's just gonna amplify it. If you have something that is shit, it's just gonna amplify it. But when you've got the right system in place, like what we build for our clients, paid ads act like jet fuel. They accelerate the acquisition process and give you predictable control over your growth. Here's exactly how we approach paid ads inside the ecosystem. Before you run ads, you set the foundation. Most people run ads with zero clarity, fucking zero clarity. That's why they waste cash. Before a single dollar goes into ad spend, we make sure the offer is clear, painful, and relevant to the market. There's proof, testimonial, screenshots, or at least some kind of credibility anchor. The backend system is ready. You don't want to spend 2K on ads only to book calls manually on DMs. Fucking hell no, guys. You're gonna have some pre-booking process, some post-booking process, a fucking DM setter. You can take the call yourself. You're just gonna have a streamlined sales process, okay? You gotta have email marketing as well, because in the post-booking sequence, that's where you can convert a lot. You gotta have you gotta add some reasons to make them show up to the call, okay? So we built a streamlined funnel, which could be a VSL, a lead magnet, or even direct to DM flow, depending on the offer maturity, okay? And ensure tracking is clean with pixels, conversion, APIs, and UTMs, okay? This is the ad strategy framework. Let me break it down. We run ads in layers, like an ecosystem. Every campaign has a role, called the TOF, education, controversial, polarizing content. These ads exist to filter in people who resonate with your message. We're not selling here, we're creating affinity. Think like bold reels, sharp cuts, or 15 seconds talking head bombs that break beliefs. 15 seconds is just a random number, it could be 30, 40, 50 seconds, okay? Warm, MOF. Now we move them into case studies, testimonials, and value-driven content. These are retargeting people who viewed, clicked, or engaged with TOF. The job here is to build trust and show proof. Hot, bottom of the funnel. You can sell the fuck out of people over here. You can get shit ton of conversations over here. So straight CTA, book a call, work this VCL. Here's the system that I use to scale X client from X to Z. Okay, this is what it is. What we've seen working the best: followers ads and CDAs ads. These are the highest performing ads, but only if you know how to properly create them and structure winning creatives. Followers ads, TM ads, those are the highest performing ones, guys. You could literally spend even 1 to 2K a month on ads and get an insane ROI, guys. Insane ROI. You're getting content that doesn't need to be working as well. Like you don't need to have like 10,000 followers, 1,000 likes per reel. You're just gonna have the good quality content. That's what you would just want, the good stuff. Once you have the good stuff, ads can make the heavy lifting go for you. Because you have two decisions. You can decide to go heavy on marketing and light on sales, or heavy on sales and light on marketing. What you think is going to convert the most? Of course, it's going to convert the most this one. The one that is heavy on marketing but light on sales. Okay, because when you go heavy on marketing, you got pre-sold leads. Like when people tell you that you can get pre-sold leads, it's actually true. They're not bullshitting. It is actually true. So let's talk about creatives, which is the real lever. Most people think media buying is where the magic is. Fuck yeah, bro, guys. Nah, that's wrong. The real leverage in 2025 is in creatives, specifically creatives that feel organic but convert like paid. Okay, so here's what we test heavily: pattern interrupts, face close to cam, absurd first line, movement in first 3 seconds, maybe a visual hook that comes in, whatever. Proof-based hooks, screenshots, room testimonial, or direct client quote. This converts a lot, guys. Really, really high qualified leads. Talking head VSL countouts, quick punchy value nuggets from longer videos, text overlay and meme styles for targeting. Guys, a guy in the video editing slash content space is trying this shit, and I know him from a friend from my friend who's his friend, and he told me this shit. Guys, they're working a lot. They're working really, really, really good. So we script, shoot, and launch 3 to 5 new creatives per week. Winner stays, loser go. The thing is this, guys. Whatever is your market, whatever niche you're competing in, there's somebody who's spending more than you, who has more credibility than you, more followers than you, is maybe even more beautiful than you. So the thing is that you can't outcompete them on the ad spend, but you could probably outcompete them on the new creative that you're putting out per week, the originality, the just how good the creative is. Okay, overall, with copy, with visual, with editing, literally everything. So you can outwork them on that. Once you have the ability to work them on that, then you can get even bigger results, bigger errors compared to them. You can outwork them and get more budget and put it in once again and invest more and get more creatives. That's what it is. You don't want to be like behind. You just want to get ahead of the market. Okay. So this is how we test ads. There's gonna be some sauce here. The lean way. Forget dropping 2K to see what works. We test smart. We launch ads with 20 to 50-day budgets. We use manual campaign. Sorry guys, I misspelled it. Manual campaign plus trust meta, so the advantage plus campaigns. We run two to three creatives per ad set with one hook variation each. Let it run it for 3 days, then assess based on CTR, click-through rate. It has to be higher than 1.5%. Cost per click, cost per lead, and quality of leads. Okay, so Meta can track the quality of leads, but you can manually track them through the CRM of the cold tracking. So if it's not hitting the benchmark, cut or tweak, really easy. If it's a winner, scale slowly. 20% budget increases every 44 hours to avoid instability. Okay, because it's a lot of people, they're just increasingly like they're increasing the budget of like 50%. 800%. Guys, no, go slow, go slow. You don't gotta go faster with this shit. Business is a game where, yeah, you need to go faster, you need to test a lot. But guys, Meta is not the same thing as business. So just go slower. Then you can, of course, increase the budget. Scaling creatives versus campaigns. When something is, we scale horizontally and vertically. We have two main ways to go with. Horizontally, by launching the winning ad across different audiences, so interests, lookalikes, warm lists, whatever. Vertically, by gradually increase the spend on what's already working. But we never stop testing, guys. We fucking never stop testing for our clients because we want the best for them. We want the fucking best. So the biggest threat to a good ad is fatigue. That's why the ecosystem runs like a content factory on the back end. Okay? Why this works so well? Let me just break it down for you. Because it's not just ads. The ads plug into an organic system that builds trust before and after the click, moves people through a value ladder, which is awareness, trust, and action, delivers conversations without spamming, and when organic and paid work together, you get shorter buying cycles, lower CAC, higher conversion rate. Sorry, guys, predictable growth. Now, what is your excuse? Because, guys, I break down everything, literally everything, organic plus paid existing. I showed you how it works, how can you leverage it for yourself, and why it works so fucking damn well. Okay, the system is printing, and literally nobody other than my clients is leveraging this system. So no bullshit. If you're interested in this and why, and you actually want to scale your business, shoot me DM on IG. DAAHVN. I also spelled it for you. So guys, what's your excuse? Literally, you don't have no excuse. So I want you to come on my fucking profile. I don't even have content because I don't care about the shit. This is a 30 minutes video that I just recorded and it goes over a shit ton of value. I didn't emphasize it enough, maybe. I didn't articulate it as much as it should have, but I don't care because the best service is for people that come to my DMs. If you come to my DMs, if you want to hop on a call with me and implement these success systems to make you 50 fucking K the next month and build your sustainable business, that's where you're going to see everything. No, I'm not gonna articulate. I'm not gonna give you a sales pitch or shit like that. I'm just gonna go on a call with you, show you everything. These are the results. What you want. Easy. It's as easy as that, guys. Literally. So if you want to make a shit ton of money, just send me a DM and I will see you there. Have an amazing day, guys.